Boop. Video now synced. Hello and welcome back again. My name is Steven, and today, welcome back to Patch Notes. And this time we are covering the 6.18 patch for League of Legends, which is the final patch that Worlds will be played on. Plus, it's also the patch where the once who was the least played champion, the one champion that no one cared about, Yorick Mori, is finally getting updated, so he will now forever be remembered. Anyway, let's actually just hop into today's patch, because oh my god, is today's patch absolutely interesting. Now, there's not too much, like, big explosionly stuff, other than just the Yorick rework, as the rest of the stuff is kind of tame in comparison, due to the fact that it is the world's patch, so they don't want to go, like, too mental, because after what happened last season, that Worlds, it was a kind of a bit of a shit show. So, right, taming it down for this year. So much so that 6.19, the next patch, is so bare bones, it's fucking awful. Seriously, if you guys have seen the fucking PvE patch so far, it only has fucking 32 chromas for that's fucking 8 chromas basically for 4 skins, and that's it. That's the entire patch. Ugh. Enough rambling on. We need to talk about 6.18, not 6.19. So let's hop in to this patch. So, obviously, the main thing on the patch is Yorick Mori. You know, no one really cares about Yorick for the past few years. I can't even remember when he was released. It was 2011, wasn't it? I believe. I know it was really early on in League cycle that he was added, and since then, no one cared about him. He was released at a very, very shit state. No one liked him. And that is portrayed throughout seasons. We're on season 6, for fuck's sake, and he hasn't been popular since about season 1. So, that is a lot of fucking time where he had no popularity. That's over 5 years, guys. Where no one cared about Yorick. And now he's finally getting his patch to bring him into line with the game. So now he's actually really, really interesting, and I'm actually really enjoying the new Yorick. I've not played him on live yet. I played him on the PvE, and he looks interesting. But I can't actually play him on live because it comes out tomorrow when I'm recording this. Yay! So anyway, let's cover over Yorick. First of all, we have the passive called the Shepherd of Souls. So if we just read this, basically, Yorick can have up to 4 Mistwalkers in his service at once. Mistwalkers instantly die if they move too far from Yorick, or the Maiden of the Mist. We'll talk about Maiden of the Mist a little bit later. A grave is occasionally created when an enemy minion or natural monster dies near Yorick, and all enemy champions that die near Yorick leave a grave as well. Now, this passive is not actually to do with Yorick. It's all about setting up his mainly his Q and his ultimate. Because of the fact that this passive doesn't enhance him in any way, it only enhances his other abilities once he's got them on. We'll talk about a little bit that in a few seconds when we talk about his Q. But basically, in short, on his splash art, if I would have showed the splash art previously, on the splash art you would have saw that it was these like little monster things. So these are the new ghouls of this Yorick. So previous Yorick had a ghoul for each ability other than his ultimate, and each of the ghouls would do something different. This time his ghouls are set in stone and they only do one thing, and then he has a mega ghoul, which is his ultimate. Again, talk about it a bit later. And you can actually see that it tells you on how you would get this. So every 12 enemy that dies near Yorick will leave a grave. This is minions, by the way, and monsters. Enemies, champions will always leave a grave for Yorick. Now, this Yorick is meant to be portrayed as a top laner, and this is why it's every 12 minions rather than every minion. As if it was every minion, it would be more so centered around the jungle, which is... So it doesn't make Yorick that great in the jungle, really, because he can't get these little minion things, and his entire kit doesn't really center around the map much, but you will need these minions if you want to do your maximum damage, as his Q basically creates them, and then his E is all about trying to control them, so we'll talk about that in a bit. So, next up, we have Yorick's Q. This is actually his bread and butter ability, and it's also his ability to allow him to automatically start creating these graves whenever he wants, plus to rift, plus to, bring these minions alive, because he can't do otherwise. So, it's Q. Yorick's next basic attack deals bonus damage and restores some health. If Last Rites kills a target, it creates a grave. If there are at least 3 graves nearby, and Last Rites on cooldown, Yorick can instead cast Awakening to rise Mist Walkers from the graves. So, this is his ability where he can do he'll easily farm. It's his main, damage ability. Plus, it's his main ability to also bring his ghouls alive. He will need this to keep his ghouls up and running, get the graves, bring them up. That way he can actually start doing a shit ton of damage with his E, again, in a bit. We'll talk about that. So next up, we have Yorick's W. This is called Dark Possession. So, Yorick summons not an indestructible, Yorick summons. There we go. Got it right that time. A destructible wall of corpses that encircles a target area for a few seconds. So this is basically like a very mini Jarvanol that can be destroyed by the enemy by auto attacking it. So it's an ability to try to catch out people. Maybe to, if you're getting chased down, you can trap them into it, so you allow you to escape easier. Um, it could also be used as a bit of like, if you need to make sure you land your E because you might be struggling to land it or something that you just want to get some easy damage off, you can trap him in this and then do all your stuff. And an important note that it doesn't actually mention is that allies can actually walk through that. I'm not sure if it mentions it on the tooltip, but allies can walk through this destructible wall. So I'm not so sure why they don't state that, but it is possible, so just so you know. Next up, we have Yorick's E, which is called Morning Mist. Yorick hurls a gobble of mist that deals magic damage, applies a slow, and marks a target. Yorick and Mistwalkers get a movement speed bonus when heading towards marked targets. So this is actually a very important ability to do with his ghouls, mainly so. This isn't really much used for anything else other than the ghouls, really, because yes, it may give you a nice, decent slow. However, if you can land this on them and you've got ghouls out, the ghouls will automatically start targeting the enemy that is hit. So if you raise up your ghouls in the first place with your Q, your ghouls will just go off and attack a single target near you. It won't instantly go where you want it to go, which is a bit of a problem. However, if you can land your E on the target that you want them to go for, then they will, instead of going for the one that they want to go for, they will go for the one that you want them to go for. If you land it, of course. If you miss the fucking thing, they're not going to change their pissing, thing. So, it's a little bit of skill revolved into his kit at this bit, to make sure you actually fucking land this, because I've actually had a little bit of trouble to land this, especially when I've been in lane with this guy, as it's not a super hard ability to hit. However, it can cost you if you do miss, as missing this makes you lose so much damage if you've got your walkers out. So make sure you land this. It's very, very important if you land this. Good. And next up, finally, we have Yorick's ultimate, the Elegy of the Isles. So, Yorick summons the Maiden of the Mist. At higher rank, she brings some Mistwalkers with her. The Maiden moves around and attacks on her own. When Yorick attacks the Maiden's target, he'll deal bonus magic damage based on the enemy's maximum health. This ability is fucking mental. Now, you may be going, oh, this is just going to be a thing where he just summons it, kills someone. A bit like, I can't remember the champion now. The one who summons the thing to attack for him for a bit. I can't remember. Hmm. But either way, Tibbers, that was it. I couldn't think of it. It was Tibbers. And so basically, this ability is like I want to think of it more like Mordekaiser's passive, where if Mordekaiser gets dragon, then instead of having the dragon always near him, he doesn't. And this is actually a very important fact about Yorick. The Maiden of the Mist does not die. She does die, however, she has to be killed through health. She doesn't die by time, so there's no timer on her. There's no nothing. There's just a health bar. You have to generally kill her. That's the only way of getting rid of the ultimate that I've seen so far. Unless if there's like a really long timer that is really fucking long. But I've seen a lot of Yoriks, and I've actually done this myself on the PvE, is that you go into a lane that you want to split push, because he's meant to be some sort of split pusher, where most split pushers, they will go into a lane, and if the team needs them, they have to basically teleport to get to them. Yorick doesn't. Yorick will walk into a lane, throw down his ultimate, and then go to his team. He doesn't need to be the actual split pusher. He just uses the ultimate and let that do the split pushing, and when he can, get back to that lane to help push. This is actually really, really strong, and I really can't wait to start seeing some professionals start getting their hands onto this Yorick, especially the likes of Dorshan from CLG. He's one of the best split pushers in in NA. So I really want to see him on this Yorick and just see what he can do with the split push power on him. So I actually genuinely interesting. I'm not interested to seeing this fucker in my games because it's going to be a right bitch with his power of split push. But it is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see him overall. And he's definitely going to be a huge amount of fun. So that's pretty much the entire patch. It's still not done yet, because we've got some skins. So let's keep on with the Yorick hype. For Yorick, we now have his first skin that he was released with, which was the Undertaker skin. This skin is actually pretty interesting. I like the vibe that it's gone down the same route as the skins that Riot released a little while ago for. It was Singed, Nocturne, and Kale. I can't remember the name of the skins, but it was the skins released for them three in one patch. And it had like the bit of like old type of paper with being burnt with the color and the champion coming through it. It's really nice style, and I actually really like that. So I'm happy that they've gone down the same style with this Yorick splash. It's really nice, and I'm really, really liking it. Next up, we have Pentakill Yorick. Pentakill Yorick is absolutely my favorite skin for Yorick now. I might even buy this Yorick skin. It's actually pretty darn cool. So basically, it's still keeping on the same style that it's slash. So that's pretty cool. I still like the fact that it was slash in the first place, and it's kind of cool that they're keeping with that. So yeah, plus he's doing still, he's still a member of the band. He's a guitarist, and he's still fucking badass, just like the old version was. So next up, we have the new skins coming in the patch, which are, in my opinion, very, very interesting. So the skins are what we are getting for this new set is Sashami Akali, I think that's how you pronounce it, Barbecue Leona, Baker Pantheon, and Butcher Olaf. Pretty darn cool in my opinion. So first of all, if we start off with the Fabulous, which is Baker Leona. No, Barbecue Leona, not Baker. God damn it me. This skin is really interesting. So it turns Leona into... It basically just turns her into another chef. But instead of doing, like, like most chefs would be doing, she's a barbecue. She's setting up a barbecue. Her shield's a barbecue, and she's got a sausage stick thing. I don't know what they're called, with a sausage on top of it, and it's fucking amazing. I just love the fact that it has sausage on the end of this weapon. It's pretty darn cool. I'm liking this skin. To me, it's not her best skin, but it's still a pretty interesting one nonetheless. Next up, we have the Butcher Olaf. So this is basically just, again, it's another chef skin, but this time for Olaf, and he's holding a meat hammer. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? A meat hammer. I'm not too sure. And then on the other hand, he's got some very stiff looking fucking leg of ham or something that looks a bit metallic. It's weird. But overall, this skin is again pretty nice. I'm quite liking it, and that's much else I can say. And then obviously we have for the final one is Sashami Akali. The reason why I'm saying this is the final one because these three are all 750 skins. So this Akali one is again pretty darn cool, and I'm liking it. It's still not the best skin for it though, but eh. Now, obviously, we have the final one, which is Baker Pantheon, and this skin for Pantheon is not a 750. This skin for Pantheon is actually a 975, which is kind of surprising because we've not had a 975 skin for quite some time. So, yeah, there you go. Baker Pantheon. Baker always, Pantheon always wanted to be a baker. Now his dream has came true, but he still wants to become a baker because he still has that quote, which makes no sense. Yeah. But yay, Baker. So next up, we have the championship skin of the year, which is fucking cool for Season 6. And it is going right back, paying homage right back to the Season 3 champions, which was the great old mirror matchup between Faker and... Who was it again? Faker and Ryu, that was it. Faker and Ryu with the mirror matchup Zed and the amazing outplay that Faker did on him. And yeah, it's the championship Zed. It looks so fucking cool. As someone that really hates Zeds in general, I fucking hate Zed players. It pisses me right off since I am an AD carry. Fuck Zed. But this skin for Zed still looks so cool. It's just like the Project Zed. I can't deny that these skins for Zed look so fucking cool. Even though I really hate the champion. I hate him with a burning passion. I know loads of people hate the likes of Riven with a burning passion, but me, oh, fuck Zed so hard. But this skin is so cool, and I really want to buy it, even though I fucking hate Zed. So there you go. It is pretty good. It's really cool. But that's the Zed splash. That's the Zed skin. That's Championship Zed. Now we're just waiting for the Victorious and the Champion, which will be released next year. Hey. So that's all of the new skins in quotation marks, because now we got an old skin coming back. Kinda. Not really. I guess really. But this is Championship Riven from Season 2, I think. Yes, 2. So they're bringing back this skin, and it's like, are you for fucking real, Riot? Like, seriously, are you for real, Riot? I like the fact that they're trying to bring back this skin, and I actually like what they did last year with the whole, if you correctly guess the winner of Worlds and all of that, who won each matchup, what the tables will look like at the end of the games, and everything like that. If you got all of that right, then you actually would receive the championship ribbon. I actually really like that, and I was hoping that Riot would do that again. However, instead of doing something that cool, they decided to kick everybody who owned Championship Ribbon in the fucking nuts. Not cool, Riot. Seriously, not cool. Now, I don't own Championship Ribbon. I didn't start playing until Season 3, so I was a season late on this skin. But that doesn't still beat the fact that Riot shouldn't have fucking done this. Seriously, Riot, what were you fucking thinking with this? And I don't even like the whole thing that they're doing for the people who own the skin. So if you already own the Championship Ribbon skin, you'll get a special, in quotation marks, fucking Ribbon skin, which changes the particles on her hands and weapons are bright, little bit more glowy and stuff. It's not cool. Plus, she has a little fucking crown on her head. Not a big crown, a tiny little crown. So much so, a champion that is flipping all around, you can't see the fucking thing. Like, serious, Riot? Serious? If this skin does go through and actually is released, then I it's just really, what the fuck? I feel sorry for all the people that fucking spent money for this. This skin is the rarest, or well, it's not the rarest, but it's one of the most rarest skins in the fucking game, Riot. Don't destroy that. Whereas other skins where when they bring back skins that previous, like the Christmas ones, Halloween ones, there was no guarantee that they will be, limited. Whereas the Riven one was guaranteed. And now the fact that they're bringing it back is kind of a bit of a kick in the nuts, and I don't want this to go through. It's kind of happy that I can finally get the skin, but I'm not happy with the fact what they're doing for the people who already own the skin. To me, that's just really, really fucking awful. Who cares about a fucking border around your loading screen? You only see the fucking loading screen for a few minutes, and no one really looks at it. It's the same for fucking icons. Who cares about your icon? I'm just gonna move on because talking about the Rin skin will just annoy me. So next up, we also have a little changes to the whole health bar and your champion name when you've got certain effects on you. So if you are targetable but invulnerable, you will have a yellow border around everything, around your name, around the little health bar, to indicate that you can be targeted, so you can still be attacked. So this will be the likes of Kale Ultimate, Tryndamere Ultimate, where you can still attack them, but you will not be able to kill them. Next up on this, we also have the invisible name tag. So this will make your name and health bar invisible if you are untargetable. So if you're invincible and intargetable, you will have this. So this is the likes of Lyssandra's ultimate, and the same for Zhonya's. And then finally, we also have the just completely invincible. So this is the one, again, where you can be targeted, but you can't take any damage, but it's slightly changed a little bit. And this is the likes of Terek's ultimate, where you can still do damage to them, but they don't take any, they can't die type thing. But yeah, that's a nice little change. Thank you, Riot. It's a nice little UI change, and it does help out a little bit. Also, following on from a nice little change that they did is, again, with the cooldown pings, they've added in 2 new pings, which is not actually cooldown pings, they're just pings in general, which you can actually ping your XP bar, and it will tell you how much XP you are towards your next level, and you can also ping how much gold you have on you, so you can tell your team, I'm got 5% left towards level 2 or whatever. It's pretty nice. Thank you, Riot, for this nice little change. Then next up, we have a new little icon that'll be coming. This is called the party icon, I believe. It's an icon. But what can I say? It's quite cool. I quite like it. And yeah. And then following on from that, we also have a new little change to the map. Again, just like they did last year, where they added little changes to it to indicate that we are playing in the whole goodness, which is the championship for season 6. So they've added in all a little decal onto the map floor, so you can have a little bit of fun. And going on from that, because we know it's Worlds, we also know that there will be new icons. And there are icons for every single team that's attending Worlds. Now there's 2 special ones that are coming in the next patch in 6.19. Which is like a silvery and a goldy one. But for now, because we're talking about 6.18, these are the ones you get, and they look pretty darn cool. So that is actually the entire patch. Not a very massive patch, I know, it's mainly centered around just Yorick and things like that, but it's still a pretty nice patch in my opinion. And we're going to definitely see how Yorick stands next to most of the other champions, and see if he can actually do some decent work. Now, I'm going to end today's video. Hope you guys have all enjoyed today's video. Remember to do all the normal usual stuff. And before I go, well, I will be going, but I will leave you guys with one extra little detail that was added in the PBE, which is a new teaser, probably for a new champion, which is called the Friend of the Jungle, and he is beautiful. Now, remember, if you want to guys see any of the skins that I showed off in today's videos, all of the particles for Yorick, the skills and everything, then remember to go check out Surrender 20 and Skin Spotlights on YouTube. I'll probably leave a link in the description to both of them. And I'll also leave a link in the description for the patch notes and all of that good stuff. So I'll leave you with a new teaser, and I'll see you all next time. Till then, everyone, peace out.
Poor Gromp. He was a prince amongst toads. You will be missed, old friend, warts and all. Goodbye, Gromp, or as you would say, ribbit. Hop to that lily pad in the sky, old friend. Wait till you see Daisy's dance moves. Everyone wins in a dance-off. Next time, more petting and less stabbing. A tragic end for such a noble friend. Can I cut in? Yes? No. I'll come back later. Why kill when you can simply ask? What a shame. He could have been a mountain. How can anyone kill someone as cuddly as Krugs? Farewell, Krugs. I shall miss our long talks.